Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Inna Grove's Women in Tech series. Today's workshop is Lifecycle Marketing, 6 Secrets to Grow Your Small Business Now, featuring Cindy Zuhlsdorf. Cindy is probably the most knowledgeable person I know when it comes to marketing automation and how to use technology to get more sales leads and turn those sales leads into revenues. Her company, Kokoro Marketing, works with businesses all over the world to make the most of marketing automation. So now let me introduce Cindy Zuhlsdorf.
Hey, thank you, Kristen. Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. Good to see you. And Kristen and I work together, actually. We've got this awesome team, Kristen and Fallon and Kitty and Yelena. So we have this team working with those people all over the world. So I'm glad you're here at the Lifecycle Marketing 6 Secrets to Grow Your Small Business. And today I'm going to share with you the 6 keys that we use with our clients so that you can put them to work in your business. And secondly, find out how to use some digital marketing to fill the gaps in maybe your plan. Like we all have some gaps, right? So that you walk away with this with something you can actually put into use. And just keep everything coming in the chat. Like I'm all about, this is for you. So that's why we're here, for you to make it good. So I'm a formerly overworked marketing czar turned marketing automation expert. And I have lots of history of just working too hard and trying to reinvent the wheel every time. And then kind of just like now I'm all in on marketing automation and planning. So I'm going to share with you what we do for our own business, but also with our clients. So I help marketers and CEOs who are overwhelmed at the thought of digital marketing. And I help them do what they need to do and nothing extra, and just get the job done. So most people feel overwhelmed about marketing. So just tell me in the chat, is there anybody here who can relate to this? Do you ever feel overwhelmed in your business and maybe just even a little overwhelmed, or maybe in the past, even when you think about digital marketing? Give me a yes or yeah or whatever in the chat to let me know. Oh, I'm not alone. Thank you. Okay, so good. All right. So yeah. Yes, exactly. So that's it. So we're going to look at the Lifecycle Marketing Master Plan and the 6 components of what they mean to you. These are the 6 secrets we're going to talk about. And then look at exactly what tactics you can use yourself. And then I have a bunch of free resources for you as well, which I'll share just a little bit later on. And so I am going to pull up a little graphic here, but don't worry, I'm not going to go all PowerPoint on you the whole time. So don't worry about that. Here's my little graphic. And so this is my favorite plan here, this Lifecycle Marketing Master Plan. And take a moment, if you will, and if you can just download this. I did a quick bit.ly Cindy and Women in Tech WIT, and I will copy and paste that into the chat here for a second so you can grab that. And skip to page 8. So just let me know in the chat if you've got that. And I'm just putting the link in here for you as well, so you can snag this. So download this and skip to page 8, if you will. And while you're grabbing that, I just want to tell you that I've always kind of felt like a little bit of a rebel. I didn't want to conform to anything or do anything the same way. I'm like totally happy to reinvent the wheel all the time and feel I sort of identify as someone who's a little bit rebellious, and I want to color outside the box all the time. And so sometimes systems and plans like this, like I'm like, no, I totally don't want this because I'm unique and my business is different and I can't use that system. And so if you've ever felt like that, I want to say that you're probably working really, really hard, probably too hard. That's what I found. So maybe you can identify with that. And you might find, like I did, that systems can work for your business. And so I used to do a ton of these things manually, but now I'm all about doing them as a system. So I'm going to jump back into this screen share here for a sec, and let me know if you can see it. Can anybody see my screen? Yeah, maybe. Cool. All right. So I'm going to talk through these 6 keys. And then, like I said, we're going to look at tactics that you can put into play for your business. And so what I found is this actually works for every business, which again, I know the feeling like this won't work for my business. I'm special, I'm unique. Nah, not for me. And really what happens is this does work for every single business, this sort of lifecycle marketing master plan customer journey, if you will. And so if you found page 8, in this PDF, you can print it out and fill it in old school analog way, or you can type right in there. You should be able to type right into it. And let's talk about the first piece here, targeting and attracting. And so quick question for you, and Kristen, I think you've teed this up. Quick question, everybody. Do you feel like you know exactly who your perfect customer is? And sometimes I hear people who say, oh yeah, that's anybody with money is my perfect customer, which is great. I get it. But let's be real. You got to narrow down a little bit. So yes, I totally know who my perfect customer is, or I kind of know, but still figuring it out, or I don't know, anybody with money. So let me know what you think. And then Kristen, whenever you want to, you can show the poll results. And so thinking about who your perfect customer is, one way to do that is to think back on either a recent sale or someone you really think would be perfect. Like, oh, I would love to work with this person. It'd be perfect. I could totally help them. Think about that person and let's give them a name. So I'm going to give my person the name Sarah. And you think about who yours is and actually just write it down right in there, and who's your perfect person. And we want to think about how we can target them. So my perfect person is someone who is owns their own business, and maybe they work just them and one other person. That could be my Sarah, and I might have a few kind of target customers, and that's okay, but just starting with one. And Sarah feels overwhelmed when she thinks about digital marketing, and she's 35 and she lives in Sacramento and she has 2 kids and she's super smart, and she comes to women in tech to stay up to date with things and meet other people. And she also occasionally goes to trade shows, like she's been to Consumer Electronics Show and some other kind of high tech things. She likes high tech and people really like her. So that's my person. That's my perfect customer who I want to attract. I might have another person too. So a lot of times we'll have those 2 or 3 or 4 personas, right? But I'm just sticking with Sarah for today. And she feels overwhelmed and is looking at what to do. All right, so how can I attract her? How can I attract Sarah? And think about, for you, you guys put something in the chat if you want to. Let me know if you've got your person. And can you think about what wakes them up at 3 a.m. and if you can solve whatever that is for them? And so mine might be, Sarah's got an event coming up and she doesn't know how to get people to it. And that's her stressor. And she has a new product out and she wants to tell everybody about it, but trade shows are canceled right now. So she doesn't know how to get people there. And she knows some things. She's been around, she's been doing marketing a while, but wants to level up, right? So maybe those are things that are bothering her. And so how do we attract Sarah to us? Well, we start putting out information that can help her and be super helpful, which I'm all about, like be of service. And then if somebody wants to work with you, they are going to call you. Today, if I can tell a quick story, today I was on a call with somebody who said that they business is up for them this year. You know, they came through this last quarter in a better way than they thought they would. And now they're looking to roll out a new service that they have, and they feel overwhelmed and they never put all their stuff in a database and don't know what to do. So talked with her today, and it was great to talk with her. And we started to look at tactics that could fill that piece. Like, how are you going to attract those people? So, all right, that's a lot on attract. I won't do that for all 6, but I just want to talk about that one because it's like, oh, it's such a good one. Because if we don't know who our perfect customer is, then we're just like throwing spaghetti at the wall, and it's kind of crazy. All right, so I'm going to go on to the next of our keys, our secrets, if you will. And so collecting leads. So here's my question. And Kristen, I think you've got another question to toss out there for folks. Do you have a really easy way when you meet people to collect their name and information and get them into a database so that you can follow up with them automatically or later manually or something like that. Do you have a good way to do that right now? And a way that I used to do things is I had some sticky notes and I had some notebooks and some things like that. And I had several Excel spreadsheets. I don't know if anybody resonates with this at all or if it's just me. But I had those things and sometimes I lost leads. So sad. But now I have a way to get a hold of people really easily. So for example, right here, I'm just jumping ahead in this little couple of slides here. Don't worry, I don't have a ton of slides. But I have right in here, just for example, you can sign up for my free training at this URL, right? And so that is one way that I can get people to pay attention and get on our list, and I can benefit them, and then we can work with them later and I can follow up with them later. We also do things like text a keyword to us. So you can text the word biz, B-I-Z, to me at 530-203-5703. So that's our number. And you're automatically going to get some info and we'll follow up with you. So when I meet somebody who goes, oh my gosh, that's so interesting. Like I met someone yesterday, actually, weird. I'm at Penny's and I talked to the guy and he edits video and he's like, oh my gosh, can I get your card? I didn't give him my card. I said, oh yeah, just text me at this number right now. Get out your phone. Boom. So like, that's a way to stay in touch with him. Like he was interested in how to do digital marketing, that kind of thing. Right. So who has a system right now? We got a kind of 50-50 thing going on, looking good. So great for you who have a system and great for you who want to level up your system. So good. So very good. All right. So next in the 6 keys to like your 6 keys to freedom, right? When you look at this piece and just jot down where the holes are in the system for you, because the holes are opportunities, right? Because then you can pay attention to them and fix them and do something about them. The next one is educate and help. This is what I'm doing today. I am wanting to share with you something that I learned that helps so much. And when I educate and share and tell people like, hey, this will help you, this works. Some of those people come and want to do business with us, which is awesome. And some people take it and run with it on their own, which is awesome. Like I'm super happy with that either way. So could you take the top 3 or 4 questions that you get from people all the time? Can you take those questions and turn that into a kind of maybe guide or checklist or quick video, something like that, where you can really benefit people? Are you able to do that? If writing down stuff and putting it on a checklist is not for you, could you do this kind of thing like a workshop? Can you do in-person consults, those kinds of things, right? I have a free Facebook group. You guys, you got to jump on my Facebook group. I am totally going to just put the info in the chat right here for you. We have a free Facebook group where every week, at least once a week, we put in some total gold where we're just like, hey, here's some info on what you can do with your marketing. And I just put that into the chat. 7 Marketing Basics free Facebook group. You should totally check it out. So what can you do to share and help your people? That's such a good thing to do. How can you help them? So many things. I just list off a million things. And then the next thing in our 6 keys to freedom, and you've probably got that in front of you right now, because I think you downloaded the PDF, which is awesome, is offer and close. And so a lot of people are great at sales and they're like, I got that. I know how to sell. I'm totally good. And then there's other people who are like, I hate asking for the order and I feel bad. I met with someone yesterday. She's got a new online course she's doing. She's in Sacramento, actually. I should tell her about this group. And it's super interesting. And then she gets to the part where she says, but I feel kind of bad about charging for it. I'm like, dude, this is great info. Give them something in the educate and help section. And if they want more, like private sessions with you or coaching or what classes, whatever you're doing, then yes, please just say, yes, we have more. And if you have that kind of put together in a package for them, that's super easy. Like, hey, I have 3 sessions that we can do this work on, or I've got this preset thing that you can do. And it's $49 or $449 or $4,000, whatever it is. You have it set, like, do that. We all are happy to pay for stuff when it helps us. Other people, when they want more, let them have more and charge for it, right? You're worth it. You deserve it. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. All right. So on your 6 keys to freedom, your lifecycle marketing master plan, we have 2 more pieces to go. And then we're going to talk about tactics, right? So on this, the next part is what I call wow and more. And what I mean by wow is when you have customers, when you have clients, are you totally sure that they're really, really happy? I mean, one of the things that Kristen and Fallon and I do when we get on a call with the client is at least once a month, I like to ask them like, hey, just checking in. How are we doing? Are you 110% happy? I want to be sure you're 110% happy. Because if they're not, we need to know that. We want to over deliver and make sure they're totally thrilled. And if you can send them a box of chocolates from a local business right here in town, in your town, if you can do that, do it. If you can just give them something awesome where they're like, oh, I feel great about working with these guys, go for that, do that. And then ask them for referrals. Hey, do you mind putting a couple names down of people who I might benefit, or pass my name to someone who might benefit from what we do, or look at my book. So I have a book on Amazon. If someone buys my book, 7 Marketing Basics, I'm like, hey, I heard you really like it. Do you mind just throwing a review up on Amazon? That would be great. So you can ask for that referrals and over deliver and kind of that whole piece of wowing and more. And so those, I kind of lumped our last 2 in together right there on the wow and referrals. And let me ask you if that made any sense at all. And do you have spaces in your lifecycle marketing master plan where you see opportunity, where you see holes? Anybody here see something where you're like, yes, I've got space where I can figure out how to get testimonials and referrals. Maybe you're a service and you can do something where you can, you've got Yelp and that kind of thing matters to you. Do you see places where you want to get better at selling? Make it easy for your customer to buy from you. Like, is it easy for them to buy something from you? So are there places in yours where you see a hole? I'm going to give you a sample right here. So do you guys see my screen right here? Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. So I just called it a service business. So how many of you on this call right now have a service business, and how many have a product that you sell? If you can just put that in the chat, I'm just curious about that. So this service business example, in this person's case, and you guys should have this in your PDF that you downloaded too, they do a weekly open house or virtual coffee hour, and they do Facebook ads and posts. And that's how they're doing their target and attract. But this person, they noticed that when they were collecting leads, they were mostly using sticky notes. So there's an opportunity, right? There's a hole that they could be doing that like so much better. And so the suggestion for this person is for them to create a checklist of things that they can solve for somebody and offer that to folks like in a situation like this, or on their website, on social media with a sign up page. So it brings them right into their CRM. And the CRM, the system that we just love, is called Keep. And we're all about that. But there's other systems out there, whatever you're using, if you're using MailChimp or Salesforce or ActiveCampaign, we work with those as well. But primarily I'm all about Keep. And we have a super awesome offer for you at the end. That's a free 2-week trial. If that's something you want to just peek at, you can get a free look at it, which is pretty cool. So that's how we would do it. And then in this case of this service business, they were really good at educating. They had like a really good lead follow-up campaign in place where they were sending information out to their prospects and clients on a weekly basis with helpful info. And they also looked at their business and said they weren't really very good at offering, like somebody just said in the chat here, it's hard to ask for money. And so that was the case in this business as well. They were just sort of waiting till people called to make their sales. So it's got to be better than that. So they put in a book a meeting request in their case. And then we also did actually some payment links where you could say, these are our top 2 things that we offer For service A, click here to pay. For service B, click here to pay. Like super easy. And if someone wanted something else, it's okay. Because we're talking 80-20 rule here. You guys have heard of 80-20 rule, right? Where you're the Pareto principle. I just love this. I like to think about in life, in business, 20% of the effort you put in gives you 80% of the results. And also when we're solving for something like, I want to make it easy for my customers to buy, for my clients to buy, just worry about the 80%. If you've got sort of your top main products sorted out and easy for them to buy, don't worry about the outliers, the weird things that, oh, but somebody might want to buy this other thing. Okay, that's fine. Just, deal with that how you always did. Just solve the piece that is 80% of the time what people want to buy. So that's a good way to think of it. And then further on this service business example that you have in front of you, they were mailing a gift to each new client, and they had an automatic task to call each new client after 1 week and after 6 weeks to get referrals. So they had a really sweet plan in place for that, which worked very, very well. So what do you guys think? Is that making any sense? Did you see a hole in your business where you could maybe do something to change it, to fix it, to fill it? Do you guys have leads and opportunities kind of fallen between the cracks ever? And this is not a judgment at all, because we've all been there. We've all been there. And Steve, if you want to talk, Kristen, if you want to let Steve, have a voice here, I'm all good with that. All right, Steve, I think we should be able to. Talking permitted. Steve, go for it.
Oh, it was just an accidental hand raise. That's all.
The accidental hand raise.
I meant to hit the chat button because I closed the chat box, and all of a sudden, like, uh-oh, the hand went up.
Yeah. Oh, well, since we have you though, and I'm not
Okay.
putting you on the spot, you can say, not so much. Don't want to talk about it. Did you see
good.
an opportunity? Like when you looked at those 6 keys, did you see
Oh,
one?
yeah.
Where you're like, well, that one could be better.
Yeah. No, our lead organization is a mess.
Okay. Okay.
Because we have Excel spreadsheets, we have people in constant contact when we have to send emails out to them. We've started the last couple of years using Zoom CRM.
Mm-hmm.
Yet we only seem to get people in there. We when we go to trade shows, we'll put people in there, and then when we issue quotes to them, we'll put people in there. But it's not organized enough. So, and then it's the follow-up isn't organized enough, and that's on me. So that's just I should be putting in those, and I know that I should be putting in those timely reminders afterwards. So that's a hole. And then wait, I found another hole. What was the other hole I found? Where are my notes? Oh yeah, the asking for referrals, which I need to do.
That's a good one, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, and I've on occasion when I've done that, and when I know people are happy, it works well.
Yeah,
often enough that I should be doing it, but
totally.
Yeah.
Good for you. I love it. So you saw 2 places where you can actually do something and take action, and probably not that hard. I bet you could do something in 20-30 minutes tomorrow to change it.
Yeah. No, well, maybe not tomorrow, but over the weekend. So yeah.
Weekend?
Tomorrow I'm going to be doing the work I was supposed to be doing on Tuesday. So hey.
Okay.
I think this is a really good discussion because it points out that there is always room where you could be doing more. There's always something. You're always going to find a hole. It's not like you're ever going to have a completely airtight plan for your business, because that's just life. So,
Right.
There's always going to be something that you could be doing a little bit better, you could be asking for sooner, that kind of thing. And I think that this worksheet helps to kind of bring you back to the basics that, oh yeah, that's one of the things. Maybe I used to do that, but not so much anymore. So this is helpful.
Yep, most definitely. Exactly. definitely reminds me of things I need to do. So it's good.
Woo! Well, if it's okay, if you guys don't mind, I wanted to share with you the 7 things, and we'll just whip through them pretty quickly, and then we can always dig in if anybody wants to. The 7 things that we do with our clients the most that's helping people to be more successful in their business. Because once you figure out what these 7 tactics are, then you can pick one, which one you feel most comfortable with or is most effective. And then now it can fill that hole, that opportunity you just found in your Lifecycle Marketing Master Plan.
Mhm.
Yeah?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to do it. So the first one is sales from a white paper or checklist. And so we just talked about that a little bit, where you can make a checklist or a white paper or a guide or something that is helpful to your perfect customer. And if someone raises their hand and is interested in dog grooming or how to do a voiceover or how to buy the best snowboard, whatever the thing is, they're a good prospect, because I'm not going to download a checklist on dog grooming because I have a cat, right? So if someone downloads a checklist on dog grooming, they have a dog and they're a prospect, right? So just the fact that they did something with it. So that one works great. And of course, we can drill down so much into as many of these as you want. The next one, the second one, is webinar or online event. And Kristen, how many of those do you think we've even done in the last, I don't know, month?
Oh my gosh, just in the last month. That's a tough one.
Couple a week, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Couple plus a week.
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, it varies, but anyway, 2 this week for sure that I can just think of right now, and I'm probably forgetting a couple. Okay, we hear about Zoom fatigue. That's fine. I know it's a thing, but if you're personable and you're helping people want to show up. They're looking for help and information. So don't let that stop you from doing it. Like, I almost feel like it's a little bit of an excuse I've heard from a couple people, oh, Zoom fatigue. And I'm like, okay, sure. But it's actually a really effective way to touch base with people and connect, and video helps people know, like, and trust you. And we want people to know, like, and trust us in order to work with us. So just putting it out there. That one is so good. And we have tons of information on how you can do that. So webinar. The third one of the 7 marketing basics. And I did write a book about this. It's on Amazon and people love it. And it was #1 in small business marketing for a while, and a bunch of other categories too. Social media basics. Because I say this because we hear so many people say, I know I should do social media, but I just don't want to, or I don't know where to start, or I just hate Facebook, or I'm in B2B, so I don't need Facebook, or I'm in B2C, so I don't need LinkedIn, or whatever the thing is. Okay, it's fine. But some basic stuff needs to happen. It's sort of like a business without a website now. I guess you could have a Facebook business page and call it good, depending on your target market, but pretty much most people have a website if they're considered a legit biz. Most people have some social media happening now if they're considered a legit biz too. So social, just some basic social media stuff. So that would be the third one. Our fourth one that we do with clients all the time is what we call our best lead follow-up campaign. And best lead follow-up is really having a system in place to follow up with people, depending on if they raised a hand and are interested in a particular service or topic, or saw you at that trade show like you were just talking about, Steve, whatever the thing is, have something in place. Because if we just leave it to like, oh yeah, I'm going to call everybody, or oh yeah, my salespeople call everybody, or okay, we can't all call everyone once a week or they'll just be annoyed. We need other systems in place.
Yep.
Plus, we're human and we forget, or we get cold feet, or we're scared to pick up the phone because we're just fear of rejection, or whatever the thing is. So we need systems in place to run in parallel with our sales efforts. And the fifth one is virtual trade show or event promo, and just doing whole promos around those events, whether they're online or in person, having a system in place to drive traffic and make sure that people come to the event knowing they're going to get something from you. They're going to get what they need. So many people promote an event and they're like, we did this and we have this new thing and we're so awesome and it's really big and fabulous and 20-bit and best price and we're great. And it's like, oh my gosh, people are not coming for that. They want to go to see your trade show booth or come to your virtual event because they have an issue that needs solving. And so having really good promo in place that's like, okay, if you have this problem, then you know that you can come here and you can see this that will help you with your issue, right? So that promo is so crucial. 2 more of the 7 marketing basics. And let me just say for you guys, do come to my free training because we go over this in the free training. And I have got just for today, I have this free, this is all free stuff, free Women in Tech bundle here. And it's just our website, kokoroinc.com/masterclass. If you sign up today, then you're going to get a 2-week free trial of the Keep marketing automation software that we think is the bomb. 1-hour free Keep quick start session with one of our marketing automation pros. I have an exclusive email copywriting quick start guide. I'll give you a free chapter from my book and a one-on-one strategy session with me to tackle your top marketing challenge. So if you sign up today, you get all that free stuff. And we go over the 7 marketing basics in the masterclass. So you get like a little bit more detail in there. So sign up, do it. So the 2 more are what we call Evergreen Nurture Campaign. And so this sounds like so nothing, but I was talking with someone the other day and he's in San Francisco and works in a high-tech company. And he's like, well, for the coming year, let me think about what we want to do. Well, we for sure want to keep going on the Evergreen Nurture Campaign because that's working. And what that is we send an email out. In his case, I think it's every 2 or 3 weeks. And we send that email out and then it's just helpful info and case studies and information. And what happens, he finds, is people reply to that email and it might not even be about the topic in the email, but oh, I'm glad you sent this to me because I'm interested in it. But that reminded me I need this other thing. And so having just a consistent bit of info going out all the time is so great. And the way we often set it up is that you might have 10 or 20 or 50 pieces of content. And when someone signs up in January, they get the first one and then the second one and the third one. And then somebody else who you met at an event or trade show or Rotary, or they came into your website or whatever in June, they're going to start with piece 1, piece 2, piece 3. So people are at different points in the Evergreen campaign. That's one way to do it. It works great. And the 7th one is having a way to set up a meeting, demo, or trial. And so who here has a calendar link that someone can book a meeting on, or who here has a way for them, like your prospects, to download or get a sample of what you offer? Anybody? Just let me know in the chat if you do. I'm just curious because that is so great. So great. It works really well. And if I can share with you a quick story, just one second, sorry. Quick story is I started working with a company in the UK and they have a really cool software product. And we were discussing like, well, what would help? What should we do? And then I asked them this question: what do people do right before they buy? And they said, well, they download a trial. Oh, okay, I know where to put my efforts for the next few months is getting people to download a trial. And sure enough, they went from about 3 downloads a month to 30. And guess what happened? More sales, right? And so we know that that's an effective way to do things. If you can get people to take that step that they do right before they purchase and just help them do it, just make it easy for them, that's such a beautiful thing. All right, so Kristen, I wonder if there are questions or what you think about this, if there's anything we could have covered more. What do you think?
Yeah. Here's a good question. What are some ways to overcome Zoom fatigue? You know, when so many of us have been in these webinars, and the first thing I thought of was in this webinar, we're doing some polling, and I think that helps with engagement.
Yeah.
Do you have any other suggestions for getting people more excited about actually wanting to come to another Zoom webinar?
Yeah, I do. Remember when we did our book release party? I have the book here. So 7 Marketing Basics book. So we did a book release party. Kristen was there. It was in September, so not super long ago. And one of the things we did just for fun is we gave a prize away every 7 minutes. And we just did it by random numbers and stuff like that. But we told people in advance, we're going to do a prize every 7 minutes. So people got chocolates and cutting boards and of course, copies of the book and stuff like that. Like that was super fun. And then I would say slides are great if they're helping underscore your point, but whatever's being talked about should be all about the attendees and what helps them, and not just like tons of graphics and stuff, because people are fried on that.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I think having the interactivity of, giveaways and polls, and being able to ask questions is a huge deal too. And I think my thought is, when I've really enjoyed a webinar, it's also been with people who are engaging, who are willing to go off script, who are willing to make a joke here and there. That helps so much, especially now with all of the things going on in our world. We need more of that humor and that lightness, especially if we're going to be stuck in front of screens all the time.
Definitely well said. Gosh, can I just say, everybody, go sign up for my free masterclass, because I have this special deal just for the women in tech for today. So we'll be able to see if you signed up today and take advantage of it. And I would love to see all of you at, I don't know, some other cool, fabulous event, and just hope you're crushing it with your business. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Cindy. This was great.
Thanks.
Like I was saying, I really appreciate the webinars and the workshops where I'm able to, really hear the people having a great conversation. So this was really helpful. I hope everyone was able to take at least one thing, and I'm betting you took more than one thing away from this, to be able to apply to your business. I do a lot of work with Cindy. I love her expertise and her positive attitude, and so I knew that she would help, bring us some really useful info today. So thank you all. Go sign up for her freebies. She's giving away great stuff, and we hope to see you again soon.